This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by Attitash Mountain Village. Book your stay directly through the link on our homepage, onedegreeoutside.com.
Well, just a quick note to our Patreon users, specifically 1 Degree Outside enthusiasts. You should have received an individual message last evening we sent out with your unique coupon code for our swag store. That's one of your perks. Just click on the community tab at the bottom. I know some of you may not have notifications turned on for Patreon, and I just don't want you to miss it. Meanwhile, if you would like to join unique content, support real science, help our mission, access to the podcast, live streams, and more, just check it out, patreon.com/1degreeoutside. Thankful to everybody that has signed up so far. All right, this is Insights. We're diving in. Snowfall totals last 2 days? Not a lot across the country. A little bit down in New Mexico, up in Montana, and obviously across the Great Lakes and here at home as well. Coming off of Lake Erie and Ontario with some upslope snow and some of the snow showers that took place across western and northern New England during yesterday afternoon and evening. Now, estimated snow depth is a different story across the country with a big swath here extending all the way from Kansas and then over towards West Virginia and the mid-Atlantic from the weekend storm, measuring it in feet in the Intermountain West down through the Rockies, northern plains as well, and here at home too with the highest snow depth across the mountains of northern New England. Now, any additional snow the next few days? Well, upslope snow, which we talked about the last couple of days going on here. Coldest temperatures across the country, sub-zero across the northern plains. This cold batch of air is moving east, so it passes just to the north of us in terms of the heart of the Arctic air mass. But we see colder than average temperatures through the day on Wednesday. Cold really across the eastern half or two-thirds of the country, with high pressure building into the Tennessee River Valley through the day on Wednesday. Thursday, an approaching warm front. It does mark a transition day here in New England. And notice that the blues and the lighter and darker blues start to ease up a bit across the central United States. So it gets a little bit milder, relatively speaking, through the middle and end of the week. And we, too, in New England, get into a little chunk of that relatively warmer air here as we head into the end of the week and the upcoming weekend temporarily. So upslope snow during the day tomorrow will generally be confined across northern Vermont, New Hampshire, and northwest Maine. Otherwise, the story is the cold and the active breeze, not a damaging wind, kind of a classic January pattern, right? It's blustery feel, sunshine and clouds. Clouds increase Wednesday night into Thursday out ahead of the next disturbance, a sign of relatively milder air coming in with a southwest wind, typically a warmer wind direction. So while the breeze will be active for Wednesday, it does ease Wednesday night and into Thursday, less than 10 miles per hour. And notice the snow knocking on our doorstep, coming in through the Great Lakes and down through Pennsylvania and West Virginia and Ohio. Watch what happens as that system comes overhead. It's kind of weakening and dissipating. So while there may be a stray snow shower in western New England and maybe along the south coast to Nantucket or the Vineyard, most of the moisture kind of fizzles out over the northeast United States, but we do get the temperatures to rebound just a little bit on Thursday. Now, Friday, we get sunshine, increase in clouds, another disturbance that will be coming in as we head into the start of the weekend. This one, milder for some of us this time around, with temperatures that will be in the 40s on Saturday. And notice the morning's dry. Even by midday, we'll watch the timing closely. Pockets of snow will arrive in northern New England during the afternoon and evening, but it'll be mild enough that we do get a rain snow line, and it's a fairly fast moving disturbance that comes in during the day on Saturday evening and Saturday night. Here's some of the energy associated with it. Notice that little ridge too. So generally a milder system for January standards. That energy pushes offshore on Sunday. So Sunday is a quieter day. But Matt talked about this in pattern predictions. That one disturbance comes in, it's offshore, and it looks like Sunday night into Monday as this next batch of energy starts to come through the mid-Atlantic and overhead Sunday night into Monday. At the same time, colder air is returning to New England. So question becomes, do we get a little storm to develop right along this? And it looks like that is the case. Two things to iron out in terms of details. Number one, how much cold air comes in and how quickly, and how quick is this disturbance? Typically, we like to see, a big upper level low, a lot of deep reds in here to signify a strengthening storm. We don't have that this time around. So right now, it looks like Sunday night into Monday would be a period of some snow, likely in southern New England. In fact, we can take a look at chance of precipitation for Monday, and it's highest across much of the southern half of New England, lower the farther north you go because the storm center would likely track south of New England. We'll watch that closely again Sunday night into Monday timeframe. There is still a chance that it's far enough south that we may get very fairly limited moisture that comes overhead with the highest chance of some snow along the south coast. So the Sunday night into early Monday timeframe is the one to watch for that next disturbance to come in after Saturdays that sweeps through pretty quickly later in the day. All right, predicted snowfall through the middle part of the week, up and down the spine of the greens, northern Vermont, New Hampshire. We're talking about a widespread. We talked about this yesterday, 1 to 3, 2 to 4, little bullseye here in southern Vermont with elevation, far northern Vermont too. We're talking about 6 to 8 with some higher totals in the summits of northern Vermont and the northwest facing slopes of the White Mountains. Northern Maine, we end up generally with an inch or two. Now, wind gusts during the day on Wednesday, very similar to today, 25 to 35 miles per hour out of the northwest. So the upslope snow showers will continue periodically in the mountains. The rest of us, kind of classic January day with sun, clouds, that bit of a biting wind. You want to dress appropriately. I've just played things through to show you that the wind really does ease when you get during the day on Thursday, less than 10 miles per hour, maybe still gusting up near 20 on Cape Cod. But again, it shifts out of the west and then southwest, a signal of that relatively milder air coming in for the end of the week. So the coldest day of the next few for the kiddos at the bus stop is our Wednesday. Single digit readings for feels like temperatures in the morning, teens in the afternoon. Thursday, a little bit of improvement, teens and 20s, and then 20s and 30s by the time we get to Friday. Fairly quiet stretch here through the end of the week. High temperatures, 20s to around 30, so a cooler than average day. And when you factor in that wind, we are talking about wind chill values on Wednesday that will generally be running in the teens to, single digits in most areas. Wednesday night, the predicted wind chill will be in the single digits for most of us, maybe some lower teens, sub-zero in a few spots across far northern New Hampshire and northern Maine. Thursday, upper 20s to low 30s, but a lighter wind, so that does make a difference. Thursday night, teens and 20s. Again, a chance of a snow shower greatest in western New England and along the south coast. Maybe a coating here or there in western New England. This is not a substantial event. Friday, sun and clouds, very seasonable, running in the mid to upper 30s, 20s in the far north country with sun and clouds. The wind not that strong either. And look at Saturday. That was the day I was talking about, is that next disturbance comes in that we jump into the 40s. So this is a mainly rain event, central and southern New England, though with some elevation in the far north country. We may start as some snow. It'll be a wet, heavier consistency because look at the temperatures, mid to upper 30s. Sweeps in Saturday evening and night and is out of here pretty quickly. So Sunday, again, a quieter second half of the weekend before that next disturbance comes in. So we'll keep you posted on it all. And a reminder, our 1 Degree Outside Community Gallery, 3 super easy ways to send in your pictures to us on our website, onedegreeoutside.com. You can click on the gallery tab. On our app, the Send to Us tab at the bottom, and email us to reports@onedegreeoutside.com.